Our oldest started his journey at Aspire in 2019. It opened up the doors to getting him support and services that he needed.
I came with Draco every day when he first started, and they were really accommodating. If they saw you were a little overwhelmed, they'd kind of step in and help you out.
He learned a lot too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't talking at all before coming, and now he's got quite a few words he says all the time.
So our two sons both have special needs. Our oldest has autism spectrum disorder. He has ADHD. He also has an unspecified cognitive disability. When he was diagnosed at 19 months, I started looking into options available to him to support for programming. And that's when we found out about Aspire.
He's nonverbal autism. When we first started bringing him, like if we take him other places, it was like they didn't really understand fully, and they just maybe assumed he was just misbehaving. But then when we came here, they actually took the time to understand Draco. Like the aid that Draco had with him all year was fantastic.
I bet you like orange juice.
Yes, I like orange.
Me too.
As a parent of two children with special needs, our youngest also has autism, you carry a great deal of weight and pressure on yourself to be the therapists in all the different areas, whether you're talking about speech or occupational therapy or psychological services, anything like that. You find yourself being a therapist and a parent, and it's very heavy. And you're running to appointments, and you're constantly trying to juggle all the things. And when we found Aspire, it was like hands reached out for us to support us, and it allowed that isolation and the challenge and the guilt and all the things that come with trying to juggle it all. It carried us, and that's when Aspire became family.
Like when each day he'd come home, there'd be something new he'd do. So like it really opened our eyes to it, because like when you get a diagnosis, you don't really know heads or tails, right? Especially if you've never dealt with it before. And Aspire pretty much, for lack of a better term, held our hands through the whole thing and kind of, explained everything, proper techniques to calm him down and just how to function.
For us, Aspire has not only been a connection through all of their incredible staff, it's been a connection with fellow parents in the special needs community. These fellow parents become your people. There is a connection and an understanding and a grace that comes with your colleagues that understand you, your friends that understand you, and moments that you can't make up.
Coming with them every day, you're in the class with other parents going through the same kind of thing, right? So you kind of don't feel as alone taking them to it, because then you have other parents that are telling you stories that are pretty similar to the stories you've dealt with yourself. So it was just kind of a sense of community.
Aspire has shown us that there is no ceiling with regards to expectations for these little guys. They have overcame and surpassed more objectives than I ever dreamed possible.
It was the structure was the hardest part. And then we, through Aspire, found out that if you get them on routines and just consistency is key. And since we learned that, it's gotten a whole lot better.
He also wasn't very easy to take out, go for walks. He'd want to just run off wherever. He's gotten a lot better.
Also, being able to come in and observe was wonderful, because you get to see the therapist team working with your child. And I got to watch and observe other specialists work through a meltdown, and to see the strategies that they put into place to help him become regulated. And the importance of co-regulation. To see all that modeling direct and firsthand is an incredible, powerful experience as a parent.
Before, we didn't really know like how to maneuver with them or how to get them to do stuff or try new food or try anything. And since coming here and the strategies we've learned and everything has made it a lot easier. As simple as like walking to the car, he now puts his hand up to hold my hand to walk out to the car because he got into that routine. Because if he doesn't, he just darts. So he's gotten really good with waiting for one of us.
Yeah.
There's always been amazing communication with Aspire. We were updated daily with pictures and videos of what our sons were doing. There was so many times where I remember being shocked that he's doing that because I didn't. I was surprised because, a lot of the time you'd even see things that they don't do at home, but they were doing here.
When I brought him, I think the most memorable moment I would say was when he started actually interacting with kids. So then when he'd go to the jungle or the gym, he would run down and he'd hang out with his friend and go down the slide and stuff. It was just nice to see him coming out of his shell a little bit more.
It's amazing what you celebrate in this world of special needs.
It was something as simple as out of nowhere, he looked at one of us and he said cookie. I wanted a cookie, so he just said cookie. And then it was, right, it was by a Costco box of cookies so he could have them.
With my little guy Atticus, I was in this very classroom in June observing, and there's a two-way mirror, and Aspire would allow us to come in and observe and see what he was doing in here. And it was amazing because it was in June, and seeing him sit at Circle and attend and listen and participate. He came into this as a little guy that was nonverbal, that was stuck to me like Velcro, that was timid, that didn't have connection with peers. And I came in and I observed him sitting at Circle. He was singing all of the songs. He was doing all of the actions. And it was phenomenal because the teacher was able to, he got up and she took him to the front of the circle and he led the activity with the teacher in front of his peers. And I stayed back there and had a good cry because of seeing how far he has come because of Aspire and because of everybody wrapping around our family and helping us.